Welcome to our tutorial about using blocks in sketches. Several enhancements have been made to working with blocks in sketches in SolidWorks 2009. First, we can save sketches directly to block files. I'm going to select the sketch we've created in our previous tutorial. Now let's go to Tools, Blocks, and Save. Navigate to your desired location. Change the file name as you need. Sketch 1 is fine for me now. Click Save. Okay, let's go back to Tools, Blocks. This time select Insert, and we'll browse. Here's our block. Let's open it. And let's place it somewhere on my workspace. Click OK. And here is our block. To delete your block, just right-click and select Delete. The next enhancement allows us to save our sketches in the design library. Okay, let's right-click and select New Folder. We'll name it My Folder. And we simply drag the sketch right into the design library. We first need to exit the sketch, though. Let's try that again. Drop it right into the folder we need. Let's specify the file name, and then click OK. Now we can simply drag the block to our existing sketch. Let's position it, let's say, somewhere here, and click OK. And we've got our block here. Now we can manipulate it. For example, let's select Explode Block. It becomes a regular sketch. This concludes our tutorial about using blocks in sketches. Welcome to our tutorial about missing sketch entities. If the reference for the sketch relation or dimension is missing, you're able to display a ghost image of missing references by selecting a dangling relation or dimension. This is a really handy feature. Let's take a minute to see how it works. We'll go to the front plane, right-click, Insert Sketch. Now we'll activate the Line tool. Let's put a couple lines here. Right-click, select. Activate the Smart Dimension tool. Let's enter a value for this angle. 30 degrees. OK. And OK. Now I'm going to shift select these two lines and add a parallel relation. Click OK. Let's exit the sketch. Now we're going to right-click and delete the first sketch. And, of course, the What's Wrong message box pops up. It explains that this sketch contains dimensions or relations to model geometry which no longer exist. Let's close the message box, and let's edit our sketch. Right-click, Edit Sketch. We can see that we still have dimensions and relations here. If I mouse over the dimension, I see the ghost image of the line right here. Similarly, if I mouse over the parallel relation, I see the ghost image in red right here. In conclusion, it's now a heck of a lot easier to understand where your dangling dimensions and relations come from. This can save you a lot of time when you're clearing up your errors. This concludes our tutorial about missing sketch entities. Welcome to our tutorial about missing references. When an entity used as a reference is missing, the ghost image of the missing entity appears in the graphic area, and a warning message appears in the Property Manager. Let's take a look at how this works. Here I've got a simple extrude and fillet 1 features. I'm going to right-click and select Edit Sketch. Now I'm going to delete this line, and I'll merge these two lines together. The yellow double circles here indicate that these dots will be merged. Now when I exit the sketch, I get a warning message. Some filleted items are no longer in the model. Edit the feature to reselect the item. Let's close, and we'll right-click Edit Feature. You see 2 red dotted lines appear here, and here we've got a missing edge message. When I select the line, they appear here in bold. I'm going to delete this line. Select this one and click OK. One final thing I'd like to cover here for you. There's a way that you can change the color of missing references. Let's go to System Options, Colors. Now click on Selected Item Missing Reference. Here we can apply a custom color. I like red. Let's click OK and OK again. And this concludes our tutorial about missing references. Welcome to our tutorial about the lip and groove feature. As you can see, we're currently in the assembly level. First, I'm going to right-click on a part and select Edit Part. Now let's select Insert from the main menu and select Fastening Feature, Lip Groove. The question mark with the star, by the way, shows us that a tool is new in SolidWorks 2009. You can activate or deactivate this tag under the Help menu, Interactive What's New. Let's go back to the Insert menu, Fastening Feature, Lip and Groove. The first thing to do is select the part upon which we'll create our groove. Next, we'll select a part upon which to create the lip. And next, we'll select the planar face that defines the direction of the lip. The next face is that upon which the groove will be created. Now I'm going to select the edge from which material will be removed. I'll also select tangent propagation, and now we have a preview in the graphic area. The next section is lip selection. First, we select a face upon which to create the lip. Right-click, select Other. Now we'll select an edge for the lip where material will be added. Let's move to the Parameters section. Everything here is pretty much self-explanatory. At this point, I'll click OK. Let's go to the assembly level. Right-click. Here we have a groove and lip feature added to our part. And this concludes our tutorial about the lip groove feature. Welcome to our tutorial about Instant 3D in assemblies. Assembly now supports Instant 3D. You can use Instant 3D to add components to an assembly or to edit assembly level sketches, assembly features, and mate dimensions. It's a great time saver. Now, if you don't see the Instant 3D button on your command manager, go to Customize, Commands, Features, and let's drag it out here. Click OK. I'm going to activate it. Let's expand the mates. Here I've got one concentric mate and one distance mate. I'm going to click on the distance mates, and the dimensions appear right here. I can simply grab and drag it. As you can see, Instant 3D accommodates the new distance right away and shows it to us. I also have a simple hole at the assembly level. A simple hole is one of the assembly features. Now I can change its dimensions as well as position it. We just simply drag it in the direction that we desire. And as you see, Instant 3D accommodates us right away. Now let's insert a sketch at the assembly level. we're going to right-click, insert sketch. Let's create a rectangle right about here. Activate the Smart Dimension tool. Let's dimension it quickly. We'll accept the default values. OK. And again, accept the default value. Now let's exit the sketch. Deselect everything. Now I can grab this arrow and drag it up and down to, say, make an extruded cut. Let's expand the extrude. Right-click, Show. Let's click on the Extrude 1 feature. We can simply drag, positioning the feature wherever we want it. We can also reposition the sketch itself. Let's drag the blue handles to change the sketch dimensions. And this concludes our tutorial about Instant 3D in assemblies. Welcome to our tutorial about Instant 3D Live Section Planes. In SolidWorks 2009, Instant 3D Live Section Planes is enhanced to improve visibility. First, let's make sure you've got Instant 3D active. Select Insert from the main menu, Reference Geometry, Live Section Plane. I'm going to select this face. Now we can move and rotate the live section plane using the handles. Move the mouse until you see these double arrows, and then move the mouse toward the left or inside the triad. I can freely move it if it's inside the triad. If I move the mouse toward the right, outside the triad, it'll snap. Here it snaps to bigger increments. Let's release the mouse in our desired position and rotate the plane. We move the mouse until we see the circular arrows. Once again, if you move the mouse inside the triad, you can freely move it. Or I can snap as you see here. 30 degrees, let's say. I can resize the plane or simply right-click and select Fit to Part. And the plane handles now disappear. Right-click again, select Triad. And now right-click again and select Hide. Now we've got a live section plane folder in our tree. I'm going to right-click, select Show. Let's insert a second plane now. Insert Reference Geometry, Live Section Plane. Right-click, Fit to Part. Now let's use the Measure tool. For example, we've got a length of 44.94 millimeters. And this concludes our tutorial about the Instant 3D Live Section Plane. Welcome to our tutorial on manipulating mirrored and pattern features using Instant 3D. I've incorporated a mirror feature in this part, as you can see. Let's begin by making sure Instant 3D is active. Now, using Instant 3D, we're going to modify the mirror and the corresponding seed feature here. Or let's say I want to modify this fillet here. If I drag it too far, the fillet will simply cancel itself. My next example is a pattern feature. Here's the seed feature. It's called Extrude To. Once again, be sure Instant 3D is active. Now I simply select the extrude and then manipulate the triad. Pattern 1 appears changed as well. Lastly here, let's say we want to replace the extruded cut with, for example, an extruded boss. Straightforward. This concludes our tutorial about manipulating mirrored and patterned features using Instant 3D. Welcome to our tutorial about using Instant 3D with Weldment parts. To bring up the Weldment environment, right-click on the main menu and scroll all the way down to Weldments. I've already created a sketch here. Structural member. Under Standard, we'll choose ISO, type rectangular tube, and size, we'll choose 60 by 40 by 3.2. Activate the group selection area and let's go ahead and make our selection. Click OK. Now be sure Instant 3D is active. Let's select the face to drag. The drag arrow appears right here. And now we can manipulate the weldment body. Let's zoom to area. And zoom the area again. We can also drag the end of the face to elongate the structural member. And this concludes our tutorial about using Instant 3D in the Weldment environment. Welcome to our tutorial about solid swept cuts. Solid swept cuts have been enhanced in SolidWorks 2009. Here I've got an extrude. Let's take a look at some of my features: an extrude, a helix, and a revolve. Next, I'll go to Swept Cut. And let's select Solid Sweep. Under the tool body, we'll select Revolve 1. The tool body should not merge with the solid body. Next, I'll select the path and then click OK. As you can see, the surface quality is improved from previous versions of SolidWorks. The next thing I want to cover in this tutorial: in SolidWorks 2009, you can create a solid swept cut along a non-tangent line. Let's activate the tool, Solid Swept. Select the tool body and the path again. Now let's go to Options. Under Orientation, select Keep Normal Constant. Check this box here if you want to see a preview, and let's click OK. Let me mention a couple words about cutting bodies also. Let's right-click on Revolve 1, select Edit. The cutting body has to be a 360-degree revolved feature, and it should only contain analytical geometry, such as lines. Be sure that Merge Result is unchecked because it can't be merged with the model. Let's click OK. And this concludes our tutorial about the solid swept cut. Welcome to our tutorial about the Measure tool. In SolidWorks 2009, we can configure the Measure tool to display results using two different units of measurement. Let's see how it works. Let's go to Tools, Measure. If you don't see the bottom portion, just click these arrows to expand. Click on the Units Precision icon, and let's select Use Custom Settings. I'm going to use centimeters for my first unit of measurement. Now let's check Use Dual Units. Here I'm going to opt for inches and click OK. Let's have a look at our callout here. You can see that our measurement information is represented in both measurement types, centimeters first, then inches. It also is shown here in centimeters and inches. And this concludes our tutorial about enhancements to the Measure tool in SolidWorks 2009.